Unanticipated financial crises are something that every one of us will eventually face, whether it be a minor car accident, an unexpected medical cost, a broken appliance, a loss of income, or even a damaged mobile phone. Whether they are large or little, it might seem as if these unanticipated bills come at the worst possible moments. One of the most important things you can do to safeguard yourself is to establish a savings account or an emergency fund, which is also one of the first actions you can do to begin saving money. You will be able to recover from these unanticipated costs more quickly and get back on track to achieving your bigger savings objectives if you have some money set aside for them, even if it's only a tiny amount. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about the complete guide, how to set up your first emergency fund and how to start it. What exactly is an emergency fund? A cash reserve that has been intentionally put up for unanticipated spending or financial crisis is referred to as an emergency fund. Common causes of financial stress including the need of vehicle maintenance, house repairs, medical costs, or a reduction in income. In general, you may utilize your savings for unexpected expenditures or payments of any size. Whether they are huge or little, they do not have to be a part of your regular monthly spending or cost. Why do I have to have it? If you do not have savings, a financial shock, no matter how little, has the ability to put you back. And if that shock leads to debt, it has the potential to have a permanent effect. According to some research, those who have a difficult time recovering from financial setback have less reserve to safeguard them in the event of emergency in the future. They could depend on credit cards or loans, both of which can result in debt that is often more difficult to repay. In order to pay for these expenses, they could also use resources from other accounts, such as retirement money. How much of it do I need to purchase? Your circumstances will determine how much money you need to keep stashed away in emergency savings fund. Consider the kinds of unanticipated costs that have occurred to you most often in the past and the amount of money that they have set you back. This might be useful in assisting you to establish a target for the amount of money that you desire to have put away. When you are living from paycheck to paycheck, or when the amount you are paid varies from week to week or month to month, it may be challenging to save any money at all. However, even a little sum may provide some degree of financial stability. How do I put it together? There are a variety of approaches you may choose to bring your savings journey. These tactics are adaptable to a variety of circumstances, including scenarios in which you have a restricted capacity for savings or in which your salary is prone to vary. If you have a limited capacity to save money, the best methods to get started savings are to manage your cash flow and put aside a percentage of any money you receive back from the government in the form of a tax return. It's possible that you may employ all of these tactics. Develop a routine of financial thrift as your strategy. When you are able to save money on a regular basis, it is much simpler to build up a saving account of any size. It is one of the most expedient methods to see it develop. If you aren't already in the habit of saving money regularly, there are a few fundamental guidelines you should follow to establish and maintain a savings routine. Set a goal. Keeping in mind exactly what you want to do with your funds might help keep you motivated, especially when you are just beginning. Putting up an emergency fund might be the attainable objective that helps you remain on track with the rest of your plans. Utilize our planning tool for savings to determine how long it will take you to achieve your goal, taking into account the amount of money you can set aside and the frequency with which you can do so. Develop a process to ensure that your contributions are made regularly. You may put money away in a variety of ways, but as you will see in the following paragraphs, one of the simplest ways to do so is to establish a system of automated recurring payments. It's also possible that you set away a certain sum of money every day, week, or time period between paychecks. Aim to make it a certain amount, and if you find that you can sometimes afford to do more, you will see the growth of your savings accelerate even more. Maintain a consistent check on your progress. Find a technique to keep track of your funds on a regular basis. Finding a mechanism to observe your progress may provide pleasure and incentive to keep going. This can be accomplished by an automated notice of your account balance or by jotting down a running tally of your donations. Celebrate your accomplishments. Do not pass up the chance to acknowledge the success you have had in maintaining your savings routine by not giving yourself credit for what you have already achieved. Find a few different methods that you may reward yourself, and after you have accomplished one of your goals, immediately go to the next one. Who could benefit from this? Anyone, but especially those who have a reliable source of income. If you know you are going to get money on a regular basis, such as paycheck or other source of income, you should make it a practice to save part of that money in case of an unexpected need. Cash flow management is an important strategy. The time of when money is turning into your account and when it is being spent may thought of your cash flow. If the time is wrong, you could find that you are short at the end of week or the month. But if you are actively following it, you will start to identify chances to change your spendings and savings. If the timing is off, you might discover that you are short at the end of the week or the month. For instance, you may be able to negotiate new due dates for your payments with your creditors, such as your landlord, energy providers, or credit card companies. Alternatively, you might utilize the weeks in which you have a little more cash on hand to put some of it into savings. Anyone might benefit from having this information. It doesn't matter whether you are living pay cash to pay cash or have a propensity to spend more than what your budget allows for. This is a vital first step in managing your money regardless of the situation. Seize once-in-a-lifetime chances to cut costs strategically. In addition to this, there can be certain occasions throughout the year when you get a windfall of cash. A tax refund may be one of the biggest checks that an individual receives during the course of the year for many people in the US. It's possible that you will get a mandatory present on your birthday or at one of the other special occasions that occur during the year, such as a holiday. Even while it may be tempting to spend it all at once, setting aside some or all of that money might help you establish an emergency fund more rapidly. Who could benefit from this? Anyone, but especially those who with inconsistent income. It is always a good idea to consider putting all or a part of big check that you get for a tax return or any other reason into savings. This is something that you should constantly keep in mind. Create a system that will save money for you automatically. Automating your savings is one of the simplest methods to ensure that you keep up with them on a regular basis and start to notice their accumulation over time. Setting up recurring transfers with your financial institutions such as bank or credit union to move money automatically from your checking account to your saving accounts is one of the more typical ways to accomplish this goal. Once you have it set up, you will automatically be contributing a specific amount to your saving on a regular basis. However, you get to pick how much and how frequently. If there is not enough money in your checking account at the time of the automated transaction, you may be subject to overdraft fees. For this reason, it is a good idea to keep track of your balances so that you do not suffer these costs. You may want to try setting up automated alerts or calendar reminders to check your balance so that you can assist yourself remain attentive. Who could benefit from this? Anyone, but especially those who have a reliable source of income. Again, you have the ability to decide how much and how often money is moved between accounts. Nevertheless, it is essential that you have a steady stream of income coming in. You have the ability to make adjustments at any time, regardless of whether your circumstances or your income change. Plan. Make your money stretch via hard effort. One other option to put your money away without even thinking about it is via your employment. You may have the opportunity to divide your income between your checking accounts and saving account in addition to the payments that are made toward your retirement by your employer. If you are paid by direct deposit, you should talk to your employer about whether or not it is permissible to split your salary between two different accounts. This is a simple method to put money away without having to give it too much thought, which is helpful if you are prone to spending your paycheck as soon as you receive it. Those who have a reliable source of income will find this to be useful. Again, if you are receiving paychecks on a regular basis from your employment, you should prioritize paying yourself first by designating a certain amount of each check to go directly into your savings. Where would you recommend that I store it? Your current circumstances will determine the best location of your emergency cash. You need to make sure that this emergency fund is both secure and easily available, but also in a location where you won't be tempted to use the money for things that aren't true emergencies. You have a few choices for where to save your funds in case of an unexpected need. Choose the one that make the most sense to you given the following options. Account with a bank or credit union. If you already have an account with a bank or a credit union, which is generally regarded as one of the safest places to put your money, it may keep sense to have a dedicated account where you can keep and maintain these funds. If you don't already have such an account, it's probably a good idea to open one. Cards that may have money loaded onto them before they are used are known as prepaid cards. Because it is not associated with a financial institution such as bank or credit union, the only amount that may be spent is the one that is now available on the card. Cash is another choice, and you always want to have some on hand in case of an emergency. You may do this either at home or with a trusted member of your family or friend group. Keep in mind that the currency is susceptible to being taken, misplaced, or even destroyed. When exactly should I make use of it? You should give yourself some parameters for what defines an unexpected cost or an emergency situation. Try to be consistent even if not every unexpected cost is a life or death situation. Even if you don't end up going to the emergency room, you might still end up needing the money to pay for a medical cost that your insurance didn't cover. If you are prepaid for unexpended expenses with a saving cushion, you don't have to depend on other sources of credit or loans, which may lead to an accumulation of debt. If you pay for these one-time emergency costs with a credit card or take out a loan to cover them, the total amount you owe might end up being sustainably more than the amount you were originally charged because of interest and other penalties. However, if you find that you need assistance, do not be reluctant to make use of it. If you use the money in your emergency saving account, you will need to put in extra effort to replenish it. Putting your ability to save money into practice over time will make this process simpler. How to set up your first emergency fund and how to start it. Make sure you subscribe to learn more about money and financial videos. Do you have any questions? Are there any points I missed? Let me know in the comments. See you next time.